Once again, very hearty welcome to one and all. And we had a very peaceful morning. Now, more than 1 hour, we are here doing puja, Trisarana, Panchashila, and meditation. Now, this is time for Dhamma Discourse. Let us learn some Dhamma for our life. Dhamma for our life is the greatest gift that we can give to ourselves. So today there is one very interesting sutta. Every sutta is very, very so precious. And Lord Buddha's wisdom, Lord Buddha's understanding about mind and the nature of the mind is so deep that Lord Buddha was able to understand everything, every Dhamma, every kind of chitta, wholesome, unwholesome, in meditation, evolved, elevated consciousness, then liberated consciousness. So what are all the contents of these chittas? Very clear. The whole word of matter, he understood and taught. Whole word of mind. And that which is beyond mind and matter, that is Nibbana, that state also. So Lord Buddha had such deep wisdom and deep compassion. So this compassion made him to teach Dhamma, to teach people, to show them the path. So we come across so many suttas. Today I would like to tell you one sutta called KOSAMBIYA Sutta from Majjhima Nikaya. It is Majjhima Nikaya number 48. Kosambi, the present day Allahabad. Now it is changed as Prayagraj. So around that place, Lord Buddha was living in a monastery, and Ghositas park, Ghositarama. So many monasteries were there, offered by people. And these monasteries were, to recognize them, they were named after the donor most of the time. So Ghosita had given this, so it is Ghosita Arama. Anatha Pindika has given Anatha Pindika Arama. Like that. One incident happened in Kosambi that the monks had a dispute over one very, very simple rule. A simple rule, simple manners, like how to use toilet, washroom. And that's how they started arguing, and then it became a big it became big and there were two groups. who um, were disputing each other. One thing you have to remember, once you start anything negative, it will multiply, it will attract more and more and more negatives. So also if you introduce one positive action in your life, then you will feel to do one more positive action, one more good action, one more good action. Like that. Now this dispute was about one very small, simple rule or manners in those days. In the washroom, when it is used, the jug and other things have to be emptied and kept fresh so that the next user can use it fresh, not half filled or like that. Now this is very common thing. People have their own ways of health and hygiene. No, that is not a big issue, but somebody left water and that became an issue. That became an issue only to start, trigger. But then it multiplies. You start with one issue, then it starts becoming multiplication. If you see somebody, if you have somebody has done some wrong, and then you see that person and then you don't like, then you'll start seeing more and more wrongs, more and more wrongs. Negative things will start coming. Well, if that fellow has told something bad and you are angry or unhappy with that person, then you will see more negative things in that person than positive things. That is the nature of the mind. Because this anger, this hatred will attract more and more and more negativities. Unless you have wisdom to see, this is unwholesome act, wrong act that that person has done, and I recognize that it is unwholesome, and you talk about it or let go and you solve it there only. Then when that person acts next action, you will see that next action totally, objectively, honestly. And if that person is doing something good, you will appreciate. But that needs really, really good mindfulness and good understanding. Your large-heartedness. Otherwise, you will not be able to appreciate good in someone whom you, somebody whom you don't like. That needs really, really strong mindfulness and wisdom to appreciate goodness in others, even those who don't like you or you don't like them. Isn't it so? You just hate somebody, how many negativities will come? Because it becomes like wearing a glass, colored glass. If you wear a colored glass, red or green color, everything will start looking green, red. The problem is not outside. The problem is here only. Because you are putting that glass, you will see everything same. Similarly, if your mind is obscured or if it is covered by dislike, or if it is covered by anger, hatred, jealousy, or greed, then all the time your judgments will be wrong. Because you are wearing this glass, colored glass. So we as followers of the supremely enlightened Buddha, we have so many techniques, so many methods that the Buddha taught to become mindful. Mindfulness is the key. Mindfulness means you know what is happening. Do you know what is happening in your mind? Ask yourselves. Do I know what is happening in my mind? How it is working? Am I a victim of greed or hatred or anger, or am I a victim of just negativities, engrossed in negativities? Or am I wise enough to see part by part, if this thought is good, if next thought is good. Similarly, if this person is good, this person's action is good. Like that. So this constant checking is mindfulness. Your mind is fully there. And that is mindfulness. Constant checking, evaluating our own minds. So this is mindfulness. So Lord Buddha calls the monks and he asked, are you quarreling and disputing? Then they said, yes, Bhagwan. Then he said, oh, you are behaving in a foolish way. So he says, he advises, you are misguided inside. What do you see or what do you know that these disputes and quarrels, arguments, where they will lead? So he said, he says, you cannot convince each other, you cannot persuade each other, you are only harming yourselves. If you seek a little bit deeply, later on this becomes addiction. If you are not liking somebody, not liking this fellow, that fellow, that becomes addiction. Mind feels comfortable to hate. Mind feels comfortable to feel jealous. Mind feels comfortable to backbite, to speak about somebody all the time on the back. That becomes addiction. Mind starts even rejoicing in anger, rejoicing in hatred, rejoicing in fighting. Check your mind. If that is happening, then, oh, I must change. Let me have, if at all addiction, then let me have addiction of metta, all the time giving metta. Constant mindfulness, again and again becoming mindful, again and again letting go. That is better. Not becoming jealous, becoming angry, becoming depressed, becoming sad, fault finding. These are all addictions. They become addictions because people start enjoying them, that state of mind. So Lord Buddha says, there are 6 principles of cordiality. Saraniya Dhamma. 6 principles of Cha Dhamma Saraniya. the 6 memorable qualities or 6 principles of cordiality, friendship, 6 ways needed for your cordial relationship. What are the 6? What they do? They create love and respect. And they conduce to cohesion, to togetherness, to non-dispute, to concord, to harmony, to unity. So this is very interesting. This is very practical thing Lord Buddha is telling. Because this society, we have to live in this society like whether it is family or your workplace, your colleagues or your neighbors or your street, your village, your town. You have to live now with this communication. It is not just physically you are living in one place, you are connected even living far away. So whatever it is, that is the fact. As social being, human beings they socialize, they live together. So when you live together, not fight together, not dispute together. So Lord Buddha says these 6 principles. What are these 6 principles? Maintain bodily acts of loving kindness, both in public and in private, towards your companions. So here he is addressing the monks, but the same principle applies to all of you. Bodily act of loving kindness. How do you act bodily? Loving kindness. That means you don't use this body to harm others. You practice the first Shila, non-harm. You are saving lives. You are helping lives to live peacefully and happily. Even small insects or small living beings or anything, instead of threatening them, you can give them comfort. No? So what to talk of human beings? You don't hit or you don't fight. So physically, you express loving kindness. Instead, you are helping people with your own hands, with your actions. So like that, maintain bodily acts of loving kindness in public and private. Not that you are doing something for show off. No. Whether privately or publicly, no difference. That is how you behave. Because it is not somebody else who is watching you. You make yourself as your watchman, observer. You are your observer. So it is wonderful now. No need. Why should somebody else watch me? I will watch myself. So like that, in private or in public, it doesn't matter. You respect yourself, self-respect. When you observe yourself, then you self-respect. So that is how you manage with bodily actions. That creates love and respect, conduces to cohesion, togetherness, non-dispute, harmony and unity. Second principle is you maintain verbal act of loving kindness, both in public and private. Verbal action means speech. How you are speaking. Are you speaking something bad on the back? Publicly or privately, don't speak and hurt. Don't speak something bad and hurt somebody. Instead, have loving kindness. If you have loving kindness, then surely words, good words will come. Correct words will come. Not that it is only you have to be very sweet all the time. No, correct words. Your heart is full of love means sometimes the words can be little rough, but they are still with love. No? If somebody is doing mistake, if a child is doing mistake, you may shout, oh, don't do like that. Huh? It may be little harsh word, but still it is loving word. Words of loving kindness. Third principle is mental acts of loving kindness, both in public and private. Mental acts, how you think. How you think. Watch your own thoughts. In front of somebody, you think nicely, okay, I will help you this and that, like that. And you may speak, but then afterwards, no, I will not help that fellow. That fellow is like this, that fellow is like this. Another process begins. So that is not right. So these are principles of harmony. Now, the same principles are universal, whether it is a dispute between two partners or family or neighbors or colleagues, or it is a dispute between nations, wars between nations. It doesn't matter. Ultimately, principles, these are the principles. Loving kindness in bodily action, loving kindness in speech, and loving kindness in mind, thoughts. And the fourth one, what is this fourth principle of harmony? Fourth principle is sharing. Lord Buddha says, here you share the things in common with others. Like in the monastery, we share so many things. In your homes, you share so many things. Right? Without making reservation, without any hesitation, openly you share, you give. Even if it is little, share. In accordance with Dhamma, in accordance with goodness, share. Whatever is obtained, you might have obtained great things or small things, but share. Sharing. Here the Lord Buddha gives example of this alms bowl where people come and offer dana, food. Even if it is little weight, you share even that with your colleagues, your companions. So when you do like that, it cannot happen without love and respect. Can you share without love and respect? Sharing brings love and respect. So Lord Buddha says, this is the fourth principle. Sharing, sharing, sharing. At every level. If the wealth of the world is shared properly, will there be fightings? Instead of sharing the wealth, what do people share? They share arms and ammunitions. the countries are happy to give arms and ammunitions, give more bombs and uh, uh, sophisticated uh, ammunitions. For what? Go and kill. What an intention. Such horrible intention. Go and kill. That is the intention. Can this intention bring good action? No. Can it bring some harmony? No. Unity? No. Peace? No. It is the intention and the action. So you see, Lord Buddha given so many beautiful principles. Only thing is we have to follow it. So they say same thing holds good with very small 2 persons family, few people family, or a locality, a state, or a country, everywhere. Then fifth principle. First is bodily action with loving kindness, verbal action with loving kindness, mental action with loving kindness. Then the fourth one is sharing. And the fifth one is practicing good virtues together. Now this is little bit higher level. These virtues that are unbroken, untorn, unblotched, unmottled, liberating, which are commended by the wise people, not misapprehended, and conducive to concentration. So this is Shila. Now Panchashila, you have taken Panchashila, and for monks there are Dasa Shila, and more for higher ordinations. Now these Shilas, Panchashila to begin with, whether in public or private, you practice the Panchashila together with your people, with your companions. When you practice Shila together, very strong harmony comes. Say one of you are practicing not telling lies, but another person tell lies, then conflict comes. If you are following together this Panchashila, there is no conflict. Somebody may like to give dana, and another will say, no, don't give dana. Then conflict comes. So you see how you can practice the Panchashilas for lay people, and higher, more and more Shilas for monks and nuns. Or when you take Ashtashila, lay people, you also take 8 precepts, no? When you practice together, that will help you to develop concentration. That becomes condition for samadhi. You see, Lord Buddha is taking step by step to higher levels. That is the fifth one. And that kind of Shila practice will bring harmony. Then sixth one is you dwell both in public or private, possessing in common with your companions that right view which is noble and emancipating and leads one to practice in accordance with it to the complete destruction of suffering. So now you go still higher. Earlier your body action, verbal action, mental action, and then sharing dana, and then shila, and then Lord Buddha said it takes you to concentration, samadhi. Now you come to wisdom, right view. This right view, publicly, privately you hold. The view that is so noble, so correct, that it leads to emancipation, destruction of suffering. Sammaditi, right view. The view of four noble truths. Suffering, the cause of suffering, end of suffering, the path leading to end of suffering. These four noble truths, when you understand correctly, you will start acting correctly, and that will start liberating. So this brings harmony, unity ultimately. Then Lord Buddha says, these are the 6 principles. Among these 6 principles, the chief, the most powerful, the most cohesive, the most unifying is the last one, the right view, which is noble and emancipating, which leads to destruction of suffering. Okay? Because the other earlier 5, they may make you up and down. But if you have really good understanding, then your mind is very stable. No matter if somebody likes you, don't likes you, somebody tells you good words or bad words, abusive words, you have right understanding to let go, to drop, to let go. You be happy. I am happy. I have better things to think, better things to do. Huh? You see, Lord Buddha appreciates having this right view. He gives an example. Just like a house has all these walls and roof, they are all connected, they are together. But when they end in the pinnacle, on the top of the peak of the roof, that is where they converge and that pinnacle becomes one. Similarly, this right view is the pinnacle of harmonious life. Do you understand? These are practical things Lord Buddha has given us. So, so very good. So how to develop this right view? There is again another explanation. 7 steps Lord Buddha gives here in this sutta. You please go and read it. That is self-assessment. Do I possess? How to develop this right view? Constantly you look into your mind and see, do I possess greed, hatred, ignorance? Do I possess, is my mind possessed by kama chanda? This is pancha nivarana, those which hinder the mind. Sensual desire. Is my mind possessed with ill will? Is my mind possessed with restlessness and guilt? Check it. If it is there, throw it away. Is my mind possessed of laziness, sleepiness and laziness, boredom, inactivity? Is my mind possessed with doubts? You have to check. Or is my mind possessed about speculating the word? Oh, the word is like this, the word is like that, it is like that. Keep on speculating. Is my mind possessed about other word? Oh, after death it may be like this, or there may be some another word like this. Keep on speculating, not knowing, but just imagining. Is it lost in that? Or is my mind like that? If the mind is obsessed with these kind of thoughts, then your right understanding will fall. But if it is free from that, your right understanding will grow. And when right understanding will grow, further, is my mind engaged in quarreling and brawling and in disputes and stabbing others with verbal daggers? Like, just like somebody stabs with knife. Instead of knife, you are stabbing with words. You see, Lord Buddha says, check this. When you understand, oh, my mind is not obsessed like this, then you will also understand there is no obsession unabandoned in myself that might so obsess my mind that I cannot know and see things as they actually are. My mind is well disposed for awakening to the Four Noble Truths. So you know that it is not obsessed by all these things. Instead, it is clear and understand things as they actually are. Vipassana. So the mind is seeing things as they are. So when it happens, then your mind awakens to Four Noble Truths. So this is the first way of developing right understanding. And then you check whether I am developing serenity, deep calmness in the mind. And when you know that you are developing, good. If you are not developing, then try to develop. Then the third one is, it will come to your mind about your own path. This right understanding, the path of right understanding. Is there a way without right understanding, can we reach to the goal? When you go deeply, you will see that no. Without this Noble Eightfold Path, it is not possible to reach the goal, which is taught by the Supreme Buddha, and that exists in the Buddha Sasana. And then you check the character of the person who has right understanding. That person, one of the characters, nature of good person is that person is always open, always confessing, oh, this I have done, this wrong I have done, please forgive. Finish. Somebody who doesn't confess, doesn't open up and keeps within and thinks that is right, that person will never develop right understanding. So Lord Buddha says, a person, do I possess the character of a person who possesses right understanding? And what is this character of a person who possesses right understanding? It should be like this. Even if somebody commits some kind of mistakes, that person confesses, reveals, discloses to the teacher or wise companions, or in your case, as family people, you can tell to your elders or to your family members. and purify. So that is another way. Then Lord Buddha says there is another character of a person who develops this right understanding. That is, it is still very subtle. The Buddha says here no question of doing wrong, doing this and that. Here Lord Buddha says one may be busy in various activities. Still, that person doesn't forget higher sila, adhishila, adhichitta, higher mind, and adhipanya, higher wisdom. So when you have taken Panchashila and start practicing it more scrupulously, that will become adhishila. And when you develop concentration, samatha, adhichitta. And when you develop vipassana, adhipanya. Don't neglect this. In spite of having lot of duties, lot of responsibilities, engagements you have, along with that, you will be developing this. This is the way of developing right understanding. Lord Buddha gives beautiful example. Just like a cow has given birth to a calf, and both of them are grazing. Even though cow is grazing, but all the time there is attention on the calf. That is how the mothers do also, no? Mothers or fathers, when you are taking care of children, you may be working, but one part of the mind is observing. Similarly, you may be busy with all your activities, but all the time, the part of mind is observing your Shila, your Samadhi, your Panya. Don't neglect that. Then you are a person of right understanding. And lastly, when Lord Buddha teaches Dhamma and Vinaya, you give attention, you hear it, you fully with your heart, you listen to it and follow it. That is the sixth way. And the seventh way of developing right understanding is you not only hear it, but you gain meaning out of it, inspiration of the Dhamma, gladness in the Dhamma. So you see, when you develop meaning, inspiration, gladness, that means your mind has transformed. You have become Sotapanna. That is the real state when you really enjoy the Dhamma fully and your right understanding is very high. So these are the ways of 7 ways of developing right understanding and 6 ways where Lord Buddha said for harmony. So these are all very, very practical things, and this is what the Buddha advised, and the monks were delighted in his teachings. So this is KOSAMBIYA Sutta, very practical for our daily lives. So with this I conclude today's Dhamma Discourse. May you all share the merits. May you, your family members, may you all share this punya. May you all live with joy and happiness, friendliness, togetherness, helping each other to walk on the path of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. क्या है जी? और so we conclude the program. Today, mm, Vikas Suryavanshi and Mr. Santosh Dotri, Mr. Vikas Suryavanshi family, Santosh Dotri family, are you here?
So, a few weeks ago, we made an announcement that Namo Buddhaya. Thank you very much, Bhante, for a wonderful Dhamma teaching. A few weeks ago, we made an announcement and also shared the good news of 26 new monks coming to Bangalore from northeast part of India, that is from Arunachal, Tripura, and other states. So they are here, and we announced that since they are here, we need clothes to make chivara. So few of the donor had come up. Today, Upasaka Vikas Suryavamshi and Santosh Dotari, they have offered the clothes to make the chivara. So I request them to come forward. I request Pabalo and Sanjay to help them and offer this cloth for the new monk. But first we offer it to the Sangha.
We are very happy to inform that 26 new monks have come here, and so they are going to study, they are going to learn. They were in our Maha Bodhi branch monastery in different places. Now they arrived here for higher studies. Huh? Huh? Online है संतोष जी? If you are online, then तो आ जाओ इधर पकड़ के बैठो. और कौन है? Family? Your family is there. Eh? Family members, please come. Because a very noble dana. This is the robe. This is the very basic necessity, need of a monk. And for these new monks, they are offering the cloth. Now, Buddhadatta Bhanteji will help you to give this dana.
When it's done, you hold it like this, okay? Yeah.
You are hearing, huh? So all of you also join, huh? Please repeat along so that you also rejoice in this dana.
Okay. Please say after me. Mayang Bhante Sangho. Mayang Bhante Sangho. Imang. Chivarang Vattang. Anuttarang. Bhikkhu Sanghassa. Danang Dema. Pujema. Dutiyampi. Mayang Bhante Sangho. Imang. Chivarang Vattang. Anuttarang. Bhikkhu Sanghassa. Danang Dema. Pujema. Tatiyampi. Mayang Bhante Sangho. Imang Chivara Bhattang Anuttarang Bhikkhu Sanghassa Danang Dema Idang Me Punyang Nibbanassa Pachayo Hotu Sabba Dukkha Pamuccantu Sadhu Sadhu, sadhu. Okay. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Blessings. Okay, we will give blessings to them, to the donor and to all of you. We close now, yes, with blessings. Okay. Bhavatu sabba mangalang rakhantu sabba devata sabba buddhanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te. Bhavatu sabba mangalang rakhantu sabba devata sabba dhammanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te. Bhavatu sabba mangalang rakhantu sabba devata sabba sanghanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te. Abhivadana silesa niccang buddha pacayino chattaro dhamma vaddhanti ayuvanno sukhang balang ayu arogya sampatti sa sampatti mevacha Atho nibbana sampatti iminate samijjatuti. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Bhante.
Now you have offered this to the Sangha. So the Sangha will offer it to all the monks. So okay. Yagge bhante sangho janatu ayang patama bhago Therasa papunati avasesa bhaga amha kancheva papunati bhikkhu nangcha siladhara nangcha samanera nangcha nagari kancha ghatha nangte yatha sukhang paribhunjantu yagye bhante sangho janatu ayam pathamo bhago Therasa papunati avasesa bhaga amha kancheva papunati bhikkhu nangcha siladhara nangcha Samanera nangcha nagarika nangcha gata nangcha te yatha sukhang paribhunjantu tatiyampi yagye bhante sangho janatu ayam pathamo bhago therasa papunati avasesa bhaga amma kancheva papunati bhikkhu nangcha siladhara nangcha samanera nangcha anagarika nangcha gata nangcha te yatha sukhang paribhunjantu sa sa. So now this offering is eligible to be used by all the monks. So may lot of merits come to you. Sukhi hotu, sukhi hotu. There is a Kannada discourse at 12:30 to 1:30. 12:30 1:30 ಕನ್ನಡ ಧಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರವಚನ ಇದೆ. ದಯಮಾಡಿ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಈಗ ಊಟದ ಸಮಯ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಊಟ ಮಾಡಿ ಮತ್ತೆ 12:30 ಬನ್ನಿ. ಕನ್ನಡ ಧಮ್ಮವನ್ನು ಕೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಚ್ಛೆ ಪಡುವವರು. Those who wish to listen to Kannada discourse, please come here at 12:30. But all of you, please have lunch. And after lunch, those who would like to meditate, stay here, attend Kannada discourse, you can be here. And those who would like to leave, you may leave, but have lunch and go. One announcement is there by Buddhadatta Bhanteji.
We are in search of a library assistant and a receptionist for center because we need somebody to take care of our library and guide. Now one part-time our boy is doing. So anybody of you who would like to do volunteers or be a staff at Maha Bodhi Research Center, do let us know. We wanted to appoint permanently one staff who is having knowledge about library and who can guide and give information to the people, because we have more than 10,000 books and 45 students, research scholars, translation team. So we need somebody who can help us. Okay, thank you. Namo Buddhaya. Namo Buddhaya.